Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on AAU TV every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on AAU TV.
You're welcome to Hello Africa Morning Show. My name is Jemima Daladem Doche, and we're coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities. Now to our top African stories for today. Ghana's Rent Control Department has launched nationwide inspection to curb excessive hostel fees, starting with University of Professional Studies, Accra, UPSA, and the University of Ghana, before expanding to other regions. Acting Rent Commissioner Frederick Opoku says the move targets unlawful fee hike burdening students and parents after some hostels were reported to charge as much as 24,000 Ghana cedis for single rooms. Authorities say stricter enforcement for hostel pricing laws will continue through the year. Moving on, Ghana and other African countries are on heightened alert after South Africa confirmed 2 hantavirus cases linked to the MV Helios cruise ship outbreak. The outbreak has recorded 8 infections and 3 deaths globally, prompting Africa CDC to urge stronger surveillance, port health checks, and rapid reporting. While public risks remain low, travelers are being advised to avoid rodent exposure and monitor symptoms. Chinese mining giant Jianhuayu Cobalt is seeking to acquire Atlantic Lithium in a $210 million deal that could reshape Ghana's Ewoyaa lithium project. The proposed takeover comes as Atlantic Lithium faces market and financing pressure despite securing parliamentary approval for its mining lease. Analysts say the deal could accelerate development. Ghana has formally petitioned the African Union for urgent action over xenophobic attack in South Africa. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa says the attack threatened African unity and violates continental values. The issue is expected to feature prominently at the AU Media Coordination meeting in Egypt this June. Government has transferred 6.1 million cedis deducted from the salaries of President John Dramani Mahama and his appointees to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, also known as Mahama Cares. Communication Minister Felix Kwakye Ofosu says the transfer marks the first major salary contribution to the fund, which supports treatments for chronic illnesses not fully covered by NHIS.
The Ghana Medical Trust Fund was launched on April 29, 2025 at the University of Ghana Medical Center. At the launch, President Mahama pledged 6 months of his own salary and called on all government appointees to contribute 1 month of theirs towards the initiative. The fund was established to support the treatment of chronic non-communicable diseases, including cancer, kidney failure, cardiovascular diseases, and stroke. It also covers medical expenses not catered for under the National Health Insurance Scheme. Parliament passed the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Bill under a certificate of urgency in July 2025 and subsequently approved 2.9 billion cedis for the fund. Communications Minister Felix Kwakye Ofosu disclosed on social media that the 6.1 million cedis has been successfully transferred and that arrangements were underway for an additional tranche. He further explained that President Mahama has directed the appointees who missed the deadline for asset declaration would forfeit an additional 3 months of salary, bringing their total contribution to 4 months. The Controller and Accountant General's department, he said, was still processing deductions for those affected appointees. Kwakye Ofosu described the transfer as the first public confirmation that salary contributions has actually been paid into the fund and assured that the date for the next transfer would be announced in due course.
That is all for the top African stories. My name is Jemima Daladam Duche. Up next, a news review. Stay tuned.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on AAU TV every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on AAU TV.
Africa is rising through knowledge, culture, innovation, and through our universities. This May 25th, African Union Day, we gather again. The Association of African Universities Television, AAU TV, invites you to the African Academic Heritage Fair, AAHF 2026, a space where scholarship meets policy, student voices shape continental dialogue, where Africa's brightest minds and boldest ideas come together to drive Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. And this year, we are spotlighting the theme that touches every home, every school, every clinic, every community, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Expect a high-level dialogue on water security, sanitation, climate resilience, and human capital. A youth forum, because climate action starts local and youth are leading the way. A research and innovation pitch showcase, where innovators present practical solutions for safe water and sanitation to mentors, funders, and investors. And cultural moment that celebrates Africa's heritage, our identity, our pride. Mark your calendars for Monday, May 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m. GMT Join us in person at the AAU Secretariat, Accra, or virtually from anywhere in the world. Register now to celebrate African scholarship and own our future. Hello and welcome back from that break. This is the Hello Africa Morning Show coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities in Accra, Ghana. My name is Philemon Edwards and welcome to the show again. This morning we have a lot of things to talk about in the news review segment. And before that, happy Mother's Day to all of our beautiful mothers in AAU. It was yesterday. Obviously, we're not here, so we just want to take the opportunity this morning to say a happy Mother's Day to all of the wonderful mothers and ladies in the AAU fraternity. And it goes same for my wife, for my pastor's wife, Lady Odelia Sowu, and the other names I can't remember, but I'll come back during the lifestyle segment to do this part of it. But on the show today, in our very first story today, Dr. Agyemang Ohyedako, my colleague, will be taking us through a very sensitive conversation on Ghana's AI strategy, and he's going to be interviewing Dr. Engman and Dr. Nana Asine, I believe I got the name correctly, and there's going to be a strong conversation on Ghana's AI strategy. And also in today's stories, we are talking about the rent control crackdown on rising hostel fees. I'm sure you have heard already in the news how the acting rent control boss is going around trying to investigate the higher rise of rent issues regarding hostels across Ghana. They have started with UPSC and I think University of Ghana. It will be going to other parts of the country. And so this is a strong conversation that's also going to be happening on the show today. And then we'll also be talking about Ghana becoming the largest, becoming Africa's 8th largest economy. So watch out for that as well. And in lifestyle, that's the segment I can't wait for today. Black Sherif wins the Artist of the Year at the TGMA 27th edition. And I know there's a lot of controversy. I've been monitoring social media since Sunday dawn, and the conversation is ongoing whether Black Sherif deserved it or if Medical deserved it, because these were the two strongest contenders in that category. I mean, what's your opinion? Let us know. Send us your messages and let's talk about it. And I mean, my highlight of the night was the performance from R2Bs. It's been very long we've seen them do something, and they've been away from the spotlight for a while. So it was good to see them come back on stage, have a good, solid performance, including performances also from Black Sherif and Kofi Kinata and then Medical as well. And there was also a tribute to Daddy Lumba, Charles Kojo Fosu, as we affectionately know him. And you know what? While this was going on in Nigeria, there was the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards. And guess what? One of my highlights of the night was Buchi Franklin. If you ever got to watch How to Kill a Monkey, okay, or To Kill a Monkey, I guess, yeah, that series. It's one of the finest series I've watched from Nigeria, and Buchi Franklin received an award for the best supporting act. And that's where that term brotherly came from. If you have ever heard the word brotherly anywhere in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa, that's where it came from. And it affectionately came out from that movie, To Kill a Monkey. So congratulations to all of the winners from the Ghana Music Awards to the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards. So there's a many more is coming up in the next few hours. So stay with us. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Africa is rising through knowledge, culture, innovation, and through our universities. This May 25th, African Union Day, we gather again. The Association of African Universities Television, AAU-TV, invites you to the African Academic Heritage Fair, AAHF 2026, a space where scholarship meets policy, student voices shape continental dialogue, where Africa's brightest minds and boldest ideas come together to drive Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. And this year, we are spotlighting the theme that touches every home, every school, every clinic, every community, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Expect a high-level dialogue on water security, sanitation, climate resilience, and human capital. A youth forum, because climate action starts local and youth are leading the way. A research and innovation pitch showcase, where innovators present practical solutions for safe water and sanitation to mentors, funders, and investors. And cultural moment that celebrates Africa's heritage, our identity, our pride. Mark your calendars for Monday, May 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m. GMT. Join us in person at the AAU Secretariat, Accra, or virtually from anywhere in the world. Register now to celebrate African scholarship and own our future.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on AAU TV every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold. Only on AAU TV.
Africa is rising through knowledge, culture, innovation, and through our universities. This May 25th, African Union Day, we gather again. The Association of African Universities Television, AAU-TV, invites you to the African Academic Heritage Fair, AAHF 2026, a space where scholarship meets policy, student voices shape continental dialogue, where Africa's brightest minds and boldest ideas come together to drive Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. And this year, we are spotlighting the theme that touches every home, every school, every clinic, every community, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Expect a high-level dialogue on water security, sanitation, climate resilience, and human capital. A youth forum, because climate action starts local and youth are leading the way. A research and innovation pitch showcase, where innovators present practical solutions for safe water and sanitation to mentors, funders, and investors, and cultural moment that celebrates Africa's heritage, our identity, our pride. Mark your calendars for Monday, May 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m. GMT. Join us in person at the AAU Secretariat, Accra, or virtually from anywhere in the world. Register now to celebrate African scholarship and own our future. Africa is rising through knowledge, culture, innovation, and through our universities. This May 25th, African Union Day, we gather again. The Association of African Universities Television, AAU TV, invites you to the African Academic Heritage Fair, AAHF 2026, a space where scholarship meets policy, student voices shape continental dialogue, where Africa's brightest minds and boldest ideas come together to drive Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. And this year, we are spotlighting the theme that touches every home, every school, every clinic, every community, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Expect a high-level dialogue on water security, sanitation, climate resilience, and human capital. A youth forum, because climate action starts local and youth are leading the way. A research and innovation pitch showcase, where innovators present practical solutions for safe water and sanitation to mentors, funders, and investors, and cultural moment that celebrates Africa's heritage, our identity, our pride. Mark your calendars for Monday, May 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m. GMT. Join us in person at the AAU Secretariat, Accra, or virtually from anywhere in the world. Register now to celebrate African scholarship and own our future.
Welcome back on Hello Africa, and I believe you're having a great morning. And this segment is still on to give you that in scope of how the discussion is going. We want to start with the very important subject, which is artificial intelligence. It's taking the world by storm, and Ghana did so well, taking a step to join the world on that table with the strategy, a policy to kickstart AI integration here in Ghana. Now, today, I'm joined by two experts from GIMPA. The first is Dr. Felicia Engman, Head of Department for School of Technology in GIMPA, and also Dr. Nana Asina, who is the Senior Lecturer, Software Engineer in GIMPA. You're welcome to Hello Africa.
Thank you.
So our focus this morning is to help us appreciate, some would say dissect, just give an insight of Ghana's AI strategy. It was launched early this month, and it had lots of people looking at it. Some felt that, are we really spot on with this policy in terms of its timeliness? Some said, well, I think it's time, better late than ever. We have so many different point of view sentiments being shared on this policy. Was it rushed? Is it on time? Is it effective? Will it be sustainable? But doctors, you are in the right capacity to help us appreciate this better for the Ghanaian people to know if this has come at the right time. So let's start with you, Dr. Engman, on how you feel about this policy primarily.
I think that um, we have delayed in even bringing this up because we are in an ecosystem where people from different countries are producing products, putting products online, and we are using them. All these AI tools are online, we are using them. As a country, investors want to come in here, they want to bring their products, they want to sell their products, they want to see what we also have, and then invest here because we have the manpower, we have the space, the tools, and yet there is no strategy that creates a stable environment, and therefore investing here becomes a little chaotic and at a high risk. So coming up with a strategy like this that is workable is very important to give investors, to give educationists, to give people who want to look into the space of Ghana something, a foundation to hold on, and that is very important. So I think that is spot on. It is that every strategy would have its own ups and downs, things that we have to discuss, things that with engagement we can build it up. But for now, it's at the right place at the right time.
But Asene, we could have had a policy on digitalization in financing. We could have had something on Internet of Things, programming, robotics, cloud computing. But AI, what's your feeling on that?
Well, let me first address the fact that this AI strategy policy has been there on the table for a long time. In fact, it was supposed to be launched in 2023. So it was 2023 to 33.
Okay.
However, it was delayed based on, government always dragging their feet on some of these things. So we started early, but it's just that the launching is what delayed. Now, you ask why AI, not any of those. Beneath all of those topics that you talked, we all agree that AI is now pushing them.
Yes.
So AI, as it is now, is being used for almost all of them.
Yeah.
Therefore, if we don't make that as a strategy and we pick those individual ones, then it may be in such a way that we'll not get there at the right time. So we need this one as a foundation because it can be used in every part of our life. And that is one of the reasons why it's a spot on, even though it has delayed, but as a strategy, it falls within every sector AI operates over there.
The foundation for every
Yeah,
strategy.
and if you're watching us, I know you may perhaps have seen it online, but if you go online, you Google the strategy, you get it online to see the mission, the vision. If you look at the mission of this strategy, it is to enhance the livelihood of Ghanaians to live better and live well equipped with the power of AI. So we don't feel like there's this compelling ability of AI to transform lives to be much more better. How are we doing this? The pillars speak to that mission. That pillar one is to adopt AI for education. And that's where we find it a bit bleak in terms of how do we use AI to transform education as AI for augmenting education or AI as a conduit to transform societies through innovative products. What angle are we tackling this based on what the pillar says?
Well, if you look at it, both can work. It's always, you look at it from how you want to handle it. And if you look at, even though it says that it's that way, but in my opinion, you will see that the AI is being used. We don't want to just be adapting it. We also want to be creators of the AI itself.
Yes.
So the foundation here, the pillar over here, is just using it as a way that we can educate people to be creators. That is what the pillar one tries to explain. Because if we just adapt it and we are not creators of what we are doing, then other people from other world will tell us what we are supposed to do. I mean, you agree with me that our culture may be different from culture in other countries, and we are the best people to, project our culture very well. So that is the idea of it as the pillar one.
Dr. Eggman, you appreciate, or you should know the terrain we live in. Our community, our ecosystem is not so digitalized that we think it is compared to the Japan, China, which is fully digitally driven. We live in a more manual-driven
Traditional.
ecosystem where we are trying to pick up. I mean, the only thing that increased these days is the fact that we've had more people using mobile phones and internet traction has grown. But even in that case, there's still some gaps. Are we ready for this?
I believe that with where we want to get to, we are ready. We are ready for it. We have educated our students enough to use the traditional tools, and AI becomes an accelerator for the tools that have already been introduced to them. The first question was whether AI is going to be the initiator of some of these tools. I believe that AI should be augmenting and supporting and accelerating the use of the tools that we have, and in all sectors. When you look at the strategy, one of the things that was stated in there was the annual skills gap assessment that will be used to always engage people, look at the different gaps, and then fix it in. So there are some people that are laggards. I mean, there's nothing you can do about them. But then the people we are expecting to use and accelerate the use of AI, I believe that they are very ready. Their minds are ready. What they need is to know and to be assured of the enabling environment. And when they know that the tools are available, already they are using them. We are seeing that these students, these youth are going online. They are using tools with Oxford, they're using tools with the Silicon Valley. They're already using them. And some are not able to really appreciate the challenges that may come up when they use them because the system has not provided the protection for them. So yes, they are ready. What we need is to guide them, to give them the support, to make them understand the responsibilities and then the challenges that may come. For instance, if you are using some tools and you're putting some information online and you're not very careful about your privacy, how this information may affect ABC in the next 2 years, if this same information is linked to you, how will that affect your image? I mean, these are the things that the youth should be understanding. But then for their readiness, I think that they are. The people who are educating and guiding them, are we ready? I believe that one of the things that we should be doing is to always be keeping ourselves abreast with current trends, current information. We are hearing them, we are seeing them. Are we ready for them? Are we ready to engage these tools? Yes, maybe if there are more engagement and we are pushed to it, we will be ready to do it. Yeah.
In a recent NCA report that did more statistics on how users these days are using the internet, it mentioned that yes, we have increased our usage from I think 25 to 57%. So we have more people, Ghanaians online than we used to have 10 years ago. That's a good thing. And also our internet strength and accessibility has to fairly be better. We 4G, a little bit of 5G somewhere, which is not so strong, but we still see some strands in there. But he mentioned that the report said that now the users, we now have a new age bracket joining us, as at 5-year-olds. So 5-year-olds are also very active online. And is this a good sign for us to say we keep going with AI, or there is a caution we must put out there? Because Australia and the UK recently did something that shocked the world, putting some restrictions on the usage of social media for some age ranges. Today in Ghana, 5-year-olds are also active online. How are these signs informing our drive to implementing AI within our ecosystem?
So these are emerging challenges that we are seeing with the use of AI and the tools. And as you said, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 3-year-olds. And I think yesterday I saw a baby, 6 months, fighting over a mobile phone with the older sister, which meant that, I mean, they want to go there.
Catching up.
Yeah, and so knowing that they are going there means that we should pay attention. And the challenges we are seeing, what are they doing with the tools? I mean, they are online, true. What are they doing there? Are they exposing themselves? And we are seeing that they are learning some very destructive techniques that are not going well for the society.
Yeah.
So it means that as a country, we should be putting in the restrictions. It is either, we may not want to go the way of the Australia, where we are preventing them from accessing it, because we want to say that we want them to get their hands dirty and then we clean them up. And so the restrictions as to what they can access, what they can see. If I am a parent, am I educated enough to prevent my child from accessing some sites? And can I monitor what they are seeing and then prevent them from going to some other site? Children are watching things that they are not supposed to see. And when they see it, it's difficult to unsee them. Children are accessing tools. Children are hacking into things because they know that they can hack. So they are hacking. But then what is the implications of that? So these are the things that I believe is not about a classroom alone. These are things that parents, everyday parent must be educated on. When you think that your child has done very well in school, so I should buy my child a tablet as a gift, as a mobile phone as a gift, then you should be also ready to bear the consequences of what the child is doing online. Because if your child goes to cause harm with the tool, would you be ready to support the child? So yes, when we are seeing these signs, it also raises a different level of research, a different level of support, a different level of education that must be given to people of all levels to be able to educate and support these children. We should let them play. We should let them get their hands dirty, but we should be ready to support them so that they don't destroy themselves and harm society with what they know.
Interesting. Dr. Sene, I wouldn't ambush you in this case, but I'll only seek your expert point of view on this. We have done, or there have been critics coming in left, right, and center that this strategy maybe perhaps will need extra review to provide some perspectives on how we could better implement it properly. Because this is not the very first policy we've ever had in this country. We've had several, but we never saw them being fulfilled to the last impact point. So the impact pathway had to end somewhere. Which areas, in the areas of, for example, the state of our institutions, we still have some institutions which are dilapidated. And these are going to be the hotspots where trainers are going to transfer AI knowledge to students who are still on the grounds using different elements to depict real technology. We still have young people who are already adopting or using AI for their own examinations and not for the other way around. How are we going to use this policy to rewrite our narrative?
Yeah, thank you very much for this question. I think the fact that the strategy, at least its birth, is good for us. Whatever we do, we must review as we move forward. So it look a bit, others may say that it look ambitious. Others may say that it didn't cover some areas, but there is something for us to start. For example, my one thing that I think they did well is that most of the times, whenever they are coming out with some of these strategies, they forget about the research institution. And I can tell you that this one, KNUST, Responsible AI Lab, was involved. That itself tells us that at least they are looking at it from the point of view of research, not only from their, political point of view. And that gives me some hope that as researchers, we always know that everything that you do, somebody can rewrite it. So therefore, we can do it. Now, let's look at it from the fact that students may use it for the other way around and other things. Yes, they will. But like I always say, when a student does something and he gets it wrong or he used something badly, it is a responsibility of we, those mentoring them, to take them through. The fact that they can use it for something itself is the beginning of them doing something. That's one thing. If they cannot use it totally, please don't forget that the world is moving forward. Therefore, we need a situation whereby we can be at par with them. And we can only be at par with them when we also start by using some of these tools. Now it is left with we, the mentors, now to guide them on how to use it responsibly. And that is why I think that the strategy, even when it's going to be implemented, there should be different angle of it. We should have the how we become responsible when we are using this AI. For example, we all take our information. Let's say I'm organizing a project. I take the information and put it there. I mean, do I have permission to put that information over there? Have I done the privacy settings so that my information is not kept as a data set for somebody's work? All these things are some things that we need to learn. So I expect the policy, those who are in charge, not only just to drop this policy and go away, but there should be broader discussion about it, like we are doing today. I'm sure I know that 5 billion is going to be put into it. What is that 5 billion going to be used for? How much is going to research to make sure that this will continue? Because if you look at Africa, we don't put so much money into research. We will put money into so many different things, but as for research, we don't. And I expect that if we want this thing to go as we've stated as an agenda and a very ambitious, then the research part should be really, really big and much money should be pushed over there.
I think I'll need your views on this one too. You know, there has been this tension. This happened, it's for the past 5 years, we've had tension on using digital means or AI as enablers for our education. So many professors or researchers, when you ask them, what's your view? I mean, it's a yes and no affair. Some say it's a no for me. Let's go to the rudiments and use our own knowledge to do this thing. Some say, no, AI is good. What is your stand on AI as an enabler in education?
I think today, I don't think there will be any professor who will say that no for AI.
Are you sure?
No.
How about you, Dr. or it should be meted? Are you looking for?
As a department, I think the Department of Computer Science and Information System, we allow the use of AI. However, we use it advisedly and with caution. And so it's not about having particular courses, but across every course that is taught in the department, we make sure that students have the knowledge that they can use the AI, but whenever you get a response from AI, you own the response. Whatever output you have, you own it. It's yours. So you must be able to defend it. So the AI should be given as a tool. Now, it depends on what the student knows. So the emphasis on the knowledge acquired in school, the process of gaining the knowledge, the assessment of the knowledge. These are the key things that education is driving at. We don't overlook that even as we let students use AI. So now sometimes, and I think almost all the courses, we let students do the project and you have to defend it. And in the defense, we are assessing whether you know what you are talking about. And when you are quizzed to change one or two things, can you change that? And that is where we are ensuring that it is not just about producing answers, but being responsible for the answers you are producing. If education does not emphasize that from the very basics, from the nursery, from the primary school to the JHS, then we would have people producing some kind of knowledge they cannot defend. And that would be detrimental to the society, because then they cannot be solving problems in the society as we require them to. At the basic level, some of the questions that are now being given to our children to bring home, you look at the question and you are wondering, I saw this question in the secondary school, and this is a class 5 or class 3 child, and I have to solve this, and the parent doesn't have any knowledge. And so the parent says, then use AI. So the parent is very comfortable to let the child use AI. The child presents the answer. The child is wondering, what is this? Why is this so? The answer is too perfect for this child.
Yes.
And so the question is, should I mark the child 0? Because in the past, if you copied and your teacher saw it, automatically it is a 0.
You're not too good for that answer.
Exactly. So now we are educating and we are talking about it. And at the department, we talk about the fact that it shouldn't be that you are giving the student 0 because you think that the child used AI. But then can you prove or can you assess the student further to know that role that the AI is helping the child in education instead of shutting it down in the first place? And sometimes when we shout at the students and say, hey, don't go there anymore, then we shut them off from using the power of their brain. So the power of thinking is important as we use AI to solve problems.
I mean, one would say that the future of Ghana's education and youth mindset is about to change if this policy is giving all the support it needs. Now, the change here could be is disruptive, either for the good or for the bad, which I don't think we can all hope for the best. But the elephant in the room will bring them out. The question is, deepfake AI became, got in vogue during the election time, where you had political figures saying different things to what they said, but used as ways and means for sabotage. And you come and say, it's fake, it's fake, it's real, it's fake. We saw so many animations of prominent people fighting, some dancing. This is how AI could be exciting in our world, right? And we are moving towards this direction. Currently, we are relying on other international conventions, some local institutions like the data protection institutions, but we don't have Ghana's own carefully curated regulatory act that will control the use of AI responsibly. Are we treading on good grounds?
Yeah. I think the first thing is that whilst we have the strategy, we will also look at it whilst we are going forward. And that's the most important. Without a strategy, it will be difficult. Now, whilst we are talking about responsible AI, here we should look at it from an angle that the AI itself depends on certain data set.
Yeah.
Now, if you do not have the data set, then you will depend on somebody's data somewhere. So the fact that we have this policy or this strategy that is trying to make sure that we ourselves create our own data set itself will also help us to make sure that the data set we are creating will obey our local rules. And that is where the responsibilities will fall in.
Yeah.
But if those data are coming, for example, I think I was happy when the government said that they were not going to give our health data to US for a certain amount of money. Yes, what it means is that we can keep that data over here, we can work on it, and we can give them the data set if they need. By then, we'll make sure that data set will be used responsibly. So that's the first step. So as we move forward and we try to take control of what we want to do, we'll make sure we create those environments that will make sure we do the right thing. But if somebody is doing it for us, it will be the opposite. And that's how I see it. And I believe that this strategy, well, it's late, not late, but we have it now. We should look at it, maybe try it for first, at least for the first 5 years. We should be able to go for a review and see how things are going.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's there is enough for now.
I believe that from answering that question, one of the things I saw in the strategy was that the responsible AI policy for Ghana was going to be instituted within Ghana Data Protection. And so they are going to be the enhancers and the pushers of this responsible AI, which is very key, because then the Data Protection Act, which has come to it has been around since 2002. And even for that policy, it must be changed. It is way past 10 years. And so it must be changed. I know that by now, there may be some reforms that are coming in, but then they should be working at it. However, because now we have an AI policy that is being enshrined within data protection, it means that the data protection now has a very big responsibility to ensure that the data we are producing, the data we are using, the data we are sharing from every part of the ecosystem in Ghana is going according to the act that has been enshrined. And one of the challenges we realize is, and you talked some of those in the data protection, they make mention of the fact that, yes, they have the Data Protection Act, and yet how to enforce it. How to enforce it. How to enforce it. If somebody flouts those acts, how are they going to make the person accountable for the mistakes he has made? And so now that we have a responsible AI being enshrined in the data protection, we must ensure that when people are going contrary to the rules that have been made, they are made to face the sanctions, they are made responsible for their actions, they are made to be accountable for the mistakes they have made. But then, being as a first, looking at it at that point, I think that it's in the right direction. It's just that we need to empower the authorities that have been enshrined in this so that they can do their work well.
Absolutely. It's been a great discussion. And I think that your conclusions all drive to the point that for us to have research for impact, where every stakeholder on the value chain would see the benefits of this policy, there has to be that involvement, that review, that empowerment to ensure that the last person in the chain gets the benefits of this policy. On that note, we want to say a big thank you to you. I know you've been nodding and noting your points and sending some comments in there, but we'll read your comments later on the show about how you feel about this policy. So wherever you are in Ghana, just share with us, how do you feel about Ghana's AI strategy and policy? And what do you think would be your benefits as a student, as a researcher, as an informal or formal sector stakeholder? What will be your gain? But a big thank you to you, Dr. Engman, and also Dr. Asili, for your participation and so for your close work. I mean, you've been involved in this from day one, and we look forward that we will see the sustainable outcome of this policy. On that note, thank you very much, and we'll be right back on Hello Africa. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
Africa is rising through knowledge, culture, innovation, and through our universities. This May 25th, African Union Day, we gather again. The Association of African Universities Television, AAU-TV, invites you to the African Academic Heritage Fair, AAHF 2026, a space where scholarship meets policy, student voices shape continental dialogue, where Africa's brightest minds and boldest ideas come together to drive Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. And this year, we are spotlighting the theme that touches every home, every school, every clinic, every community, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Expect a high-level dialogue on water security, sanitation, climate resilience, and human capital. A youth forum, because climate action starts local and youth are leading the way. A research and innovation pitch showcase, where innovators present practical solutions for safe water and sanitation to mentors, funders, and investors. And cultural moment that celebrates Africa's heritage, our identity, our pride. Mark your calendars for Monday, May 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m. GMT. Join us in person at the AAU Secretariat, Accra, or virtually from anywhere in the world. Register now to celebrate African scholarship and own our future.
The Association of African Universities, AAU, is leading the implementation of the Sahel Regional Engagement for Learning and Collaboration in Education, RELANCE project, a game-changing regional initiative designed to strengthen education systems and expand access to learning and employment opportunities for vulnerable youth across the Sahel. Funded by the World Bank and the Federal Republic of Germany, in collaboration with the governments of Chad and Mauritania, RELANCE targets some of the most underserved population in the region, including refugees, internally displaced persons, and nomadic communities. With an investment of $137 million, the project adopts a coordinated continental approach to address systemic education challenges while advancing inclusion, resilience, and long-term impact. Through RELANCE,
The AAU and its partners are advancing a shared vision of inclusive, resilient, and opportunity-driven education systems, capable of transforming lives and supporting sustainable development across the Sahel region and Africa. For further information and enquiries, contact Dr. Sylvia Nkandariri using the email on your screen.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AUTV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AUTV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
Ever wondered what drives ordinary people to do extraordinary things? Every week, a new story unfolds. But these aren't just stories. They are the journeys of courage, resilience, and vision. On Impact Stories, we open the door to remarkable personalities and everyday heroes. Experience the passion behind their purpose. Witness the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and the moment that defines a legacy. Journey with us on AAU TV every Saturday at 4 p.m. as we celebrate those who are making an impact. Tune in to Impact Stories, where real people share real journeys and real impact, each one leaving behind a legacy written in gold, only on AAU TV.
Africa is rising through knowledge, culture, innovation, and through our universities. This May 25th, African Union Day, we gather again. The Association of African Universities Television, AAU TV, invites you to the African Academic Heritage Fair, AAHF 2026, a space where scholarship meets policy, student voices shape continental dialogue, where Africa's brightest minds and boldest ideas come together to drive Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. And this year, we are spotlighting the theme that touches every home, every school, every clinic, every community, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. Expect a high-level dialogue on water security, sanitation, climate resilience, and human capital. A youth forum, because climate action starts local and youth are leading the way. A research and innovation pitch showcase, where innovators present practical solutions for safe water and sanitation to mentors, funders, and investors. And cultural moment that celebrates Africa's heritage, our identity, our pride. Mark your calendars for Monday, May 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m. GMT. Join us in person at the AAU Secretariat, Accra, or virtually from anywhere in the world. Register now to celebrate African scholarship and own our future.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV.
Hello Africa, keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
Welcome back from that break, and you're still watching the Hello Africa morning show coming to you live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities in Accra, Ghana. And we're just going to go straight away into the lifestyle segment. And to help us do this is my colleague, Jemima Daladem Doche. She's excited today. do you want to tell us what the excitement is about?
I mean, who is not excited like I am?
I am
Blacko
not.
actually won the Artist of the Year.
Okay.
And I mean, that's a lot of excitement for me.
Okay.
Honestly, because I mean, you know, there's one of his songs that says, "Problem day,
Okay.
better call Jesus.
Better call Jesus.
I'm on lay.
Yeah.
Bigger man know the ball on me.
Mm-hmm.
I watch your face. I seen the hope and it dawned on me. Everything gonna be lovely. But I'm just another guy. I'm just another guy. That song actually won, I think, the Afro Pop Music of the Year. I mean, honestly, let me start by saying that the Iron Boy album is what made me fall in love with Blacko.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
But you know, let me just get official with the audience, and then I'll come back with.
We'll come back to this.
Yes.
Right.
So the 27th edition of the Telecel Ghana Music Awards, which is TGMA, took place at the Grand Arena at the Accra International Conference Center, celebrating some of Ghana's biggest music talent and achievements over the past year. The night featured performances from top artists including Black Sherif, Kofi Kinata, Dinah Hamilton, Wendy Shea, Medical, Samini, Lastmid, and others. Alongside, we also pay tribute in honor of music legend Daddy Lumba, who also received a Lifetime Achievement Award. So at the long run, Black Sherif actually emerged the biggest winner of the night, taking home the coveted Artist of the Year, in addition to wins for Best Hip Hop Song, Best Afro Pop Song, Songwriter of the Year, and Album of the Year. But the question is, I want to ask you, and I want to ask the audience as well, who were you rooting for to take Artist of the Year? Because me, whoever I was rooting for has won, but I don't know. So Phil, I'll start with you, since I would wait for the audience to drop their comment in the comment section. But I want to know from you. We had Wendy Shea, we had Medical, we had Blacko. I think there are three of them, right?
Sarkodie as
and
well.
then Sarkodie. Who are you rooting for?
To be honest, I didn't have a favorite in there.
Okay.
But I mean, towards the build up to the program, I was following conversations on social media. And in my opinion, I feel like Blacko deserves it more.
Okay.
Even though, to be very honest, Medical has put in the work.
Really?
Okay. But I thought that Blacko had done more work, because when you listen to the Iron Boy album,
You know,
back to back, there are tracks that
to
make
back.
sense.
Yeah.
And like,
They were
even for him
topping charts
yes,
on
topping charts.
Apple Music.
And for me, I mean, even beyond the Artist of the Year, for him to have won even Songwriter of the Year with the Sacrifice song.
Yeah.
Come on, because that category is a category I feel
Yeah.
Kofi Kinata always wins.
Always wins, but this
And for
one
Kinata to be in there and Blacko to win it, it says a lot for me. It says, so for me, I feel like Blacko has put in a lot of work, even though the rest of the guys in there have done a lot of work, especially Medical, because this year I saw him put in a lot of work in there. But I feel like Blacko deserves some more. I mean, and no hard feelings about whatever Medical has put in. No,
I feel like medical, just like you said, Medical put in a lot of work, but then someone would say his time would also come. Because for me, honestly, when Blacko dropped the Iron Boy album, I was like, no, this album has to win, like, should make him win Artist of the Year. Because all the songs, they were topping chart on Apple Music. Like, people were singing.
Back to back. Like, and that's what makes his songs likable, because you can sing word to word, you can relate with the songs.
Exactly.
And if look, I dare say that he's following the trends of people like Daddy Lumba, where you relate with every single song that he writes.
True.
That's what I'm beginning to see about him. And for a young boy like him, like, I'm sorry to say boy, but like, he's just only 24.
A young
Okay.
man. Oh,
so
I mean, he's like
only
my kid
24.
brother.
You know,
Blacko.
so for him to be bagging this award, Artist of the Year, second time, like in 3 years, just in 3 years, like, it's crazy. So it just tells you what,
amazingly well.
it tells you what is ahead of him is great. Like we just can't even tell exactly what is ahead of him yet.
Yeah.
Because at only 24,
And you
2
won
times
two,
in 3 years,
you know.
it's crazy.
And I mean, let's think of what would even happen in years to come. But I mean, at this point, I think we'll say a big congratulations to
Absolutely,
Blacko
yeah.
for winning Artist
Yeah,
of the Year.
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, he deserves it. But
Yeah.
there are a few things I want to talk about.
Let's hear them.
Putting the whole program into context.
Okay.
Now, I mean, before we go there, when Blacko was called to come and take the award for, I mean, the Artist of the Year, there was something that he said that I think, I mean, beyond what we see, there's been so much work that has gone on behind the scenes. He said that the Iron Boy production actually started in 2022.
Yeah, I heard that
So
too.
you realize that, I mean, Iron Boy is now taking award in 2026, right?
Yeah.
But then works for Iron Boy started in 2022.
Even before
So
he
you
became
can-
Artist of the Year the first
The
time.
first time,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can imagine the work and the, I mean, whatever the team
Yeah.
has done. Like,
Yeah.
there's been so much work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once again, congratulations.
Yeah.
And then he deserves it. Now, let's come to the show,
The entire show.
the entire show. First of all, the time, I mean, Charterhouse has been doing this for the past 27 years. Just like they said, this is the 27th
Edition.
and
yeah.
I think last year, I remember last year after the whole program, I watched this review conversations on Kojo Sheldon Studios, and then they spoke about the time for starting
Yeah.
some of these
Yeah.
programs. I mean, we go for this program. Me, I wasn't there. I don't know if you were there.
I wasn't. I watched on TV.
Okay, I mean, but then you realize that you spend so much time in I'll come to the red carpet conversation. But
that-
I mean, and then you start the show as late, somewhere like 10 after
Past
10
10,
before
yeah.
you
Past 10.
start the show. Come on.
I didn't think
on.
it was a good thing because ideally these programs begin at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
That's the time I know. So for us to have gone through red carpet for like even about 4 hours, if I'm not kidding,
Yeah.
and then the show begins past 10. So it was closing at almost 4 a.m.
Yeah, almost
which is
4
crazy.
a.m.
So I was thinking to myself, the after party, what
But-
time am
but
I going
you
to begin
see-
the after party and what am I even
But
going
you
to
see,
close in the first
funny
place?
enough, actually, the Artist of the Year happened on Sunday. It didn't happen on Saturday. Because if you are closing on
Yeah.
Sunday around getting to
Yeah,
4 a.m.,
yeah.
then obviously the Artist of the Year was done. I mean, the whole celebration or show took place on Sunday, not
Yeah.
even Saturday.
So for me, I have a problem with the time as well. Like I just don't get why we are starting at 10 p.m.
Why?
beyond 10 p.m.
Exactly.
What went wrong? How did this happen? Like you said, it's happened many years now. Same organizers, same
I mean, we should be
folks,
learning
same
and making
people.
it better.
The industry just gets new people into it, but these are not the organizers. These are more of the artists. So what went wrong this time that we are beginning the show beyond 10 p.m.?
I think my focus will be on the red carpet. Now let me come to
there was too
there
much
was
time
too
spent
much time.
there.
I mean, you realize that you are engaging with somebody, and like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you are still talking to the same
It kept
person.
going on and on.
I
and
was
on and on.
asking, is it a show? Is it like an
Exactly.
interview? Or
Yeah.
it's, I mean, it's just
It
red
felt like
carpet.
the red carpet was a whole show on
On
its
its
own.
own,
It's like
before we
a
come and
pre-show to
have-
the main show.
But come on. And you see, sometimes the questions that are even asked has nothing to do with the program, like the whole program that we're having. Excuse me, today, how can you get Fela on the red carpet and ask her that if your ex sees you, what do you think he would?
That was a
he
low
would-
blow.
You know,
From the point of view of journalists
on.
or communication
come on,
people
we are here
who
to
do
talk
this
about
thing.
artists.
Like
We are here to celebrate Ghana music,
It was a
celebrate
low
our
blow.
culture, celebrate fashion, and you meet Fela on the red carpet and you're asking her such a question. Come on.
that was a low blow. Like whoever did that, I mean, like I don't want to see anything that will
For
look
me,
like
I
I'm
don't
disrespecting
know-
anybody, but like for me,
No,
it
come
was
on.
it was a low
Come
blow.
on.
Complete disrespect.
Like completely. For me, I don't know what really goes on into putting people on the red carpet, what is considered, what kind of questions you should ask. I mean, I know sometimes Ghanaians try to want to be Ghanaians by trying to be a bit shady sometimes or try to attract some form of attention. But I think sometimes we need to look at the the
Look,
environment.
we need to be ethical.
Exactly.
That's the whole
Where
point for
are
me.
we?
We need to be ethical. When we're talking about some of these things, we need to be ethical.
Very, very
We don't have
ethical.
to just make it happen because, okay, I'm on TV, I have the opportunity, so let me see what I want to say or what I
And
feel
then
like
go.
saying. No, it doesn't work like that.
doesn't work
We need to be ethical. It's as simple as that. Like, look, you meet the person, there are questions you need to ask,
Oh,
relevant
who's
questions
winning?
pertaining to
Actress
the
of the
show,
year,
things
who
on,
is
and
this,
and
who
if
is
you ask me,
that?
even I mean, she was one of the finest dressed people
Come
on the
on.
night. You
You
couldn't even
know?
talk about that, and you're talking
And you're
about
talking
what-
about-
So okay, yeah. So her ex sees us, and what
And
happens?
what happens? Well, I
Amen.
mean, no, but you see, what has even the comments that the ex has to give to her got to do it?
It's-
Got anything
it's-
to do with the
it's-
show
it's-
we are
It's
having?
completely uncalled
Come
for.
on, guys.
Completely uncalled for.
And
trust
you know,
me.
the theme for the award was a bit of glitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was seeing things on the red
Oh,
carpet.
I can tell you, people already plan whatever they
on.
wanted to do, not necessarily with the theme.
So
That
no,
one I can
no.
assure you.
No, so why do we have such a? I mean, when conversations about the upcoming TGMA started, like long time ago,
It's been a while.
so you knew that. I mean, this thing is coming. I mean, for nothing at all. I mean, I don't want to mention names, but I saw a lot of.
I know. Don't be
I saw
tempted.
a lot of. No, I don't. I will not mention names,
Yeah.
but I saw a lot of people dressed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait. I mean,
Look, we need to do better when it comes to dressing up for occasions. Look, we look, recently there was the Met Gala, okay, and then we saw a lot of beautiful stuff. Some were crazy as well. But you see, people try to copy from the West.
Yeah.
They want to do things like that. They want to wear things that will be the talk of town or will be the conversation. But the point is, if you're going to be the talk or the highlight
Be
of the
the good
conversation,
co-
be the good
talk.
one, not
look,
the not the
Fela
bad
actually
one.
looked like
So on point.
great.
So
And then
on
she
point.
was actually, everybody was talking about her outfit.
So on point.
Come on.
So-
you could equally still look great and
Yeah.
I mean get the talks you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, so
Why do
for
you
the
want to
other
make
people
some
who
bad
were
statements?
wearing whatever, looking like whatever, I don't know what the motivation
I don't know, but some of
was.
the outfit I saw.
No, it was
I
crazy.
mean,
I know we try not to, so hard not to mention it, but
Oh, no, I'm not
believe
mentioning
me,
names.
it was crazy. Like I couldn't look even
and on Twitter and on some
Oh, yeah,
of the
that was when-
snippets.
that was
I mean,
the
I
where I
saw
was following the
comment
conversation.
sections, I was like,
X
wow.
was buzzing. Like when I was watching, I was on X and I was holding myself so hard not to even make any comment. So
Not
I
at
just kept
all.
watching and I laughed and then I just keep it to myself. I was in between that I was texting a friend, so we're both watching and then that was about it. Like that was the best I could do so that I will not comment on anybody's whatever. I mean, because we know what social media can do. It could take you
Yeah.
where you don't want to be. So
Yeah.
I just didn't want to make that.
But
It
you
was
know,
crazy.
It was crazy. But then again, I think I would also want to say a congratulations to Gospel Artist of the Year, Dinah Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, she did well. I mean,
Yeah.
the performances
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody has
Best
done
performance
well.
on the night for me was R2.
You know, it was, yeah, I think people were talking about,
yeah.
when she also performed very
Oh, yeah,
well. And she
did
also
well.
won the best Afrobeat, Afropop artist.
Yeah.
Stonebwoy also won best reggae dance. No, I think that award, you have to give it to Stonebwoy. Like, you don't have to even nominate him. Every year we just have to give it to him. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's been, it was an amazing show. But I think, I mean, moving forward, we have to, I mean, Chatterhouse, start listening to comments.
Yeah,
Start listening to
absolutely.
the people. And try to, let's mend certain things and make the show great. So we'll move to our next story on lifestyle, which is talking about the AMVCA 2026.
Oh, yes.
Celebrate
Yeah,
African
yeah,
film and TV excellence. But first of all, I don't know why these two big shows were happening. I mean, on the weekend.
I don't know who planned this.
I don't know who planned this, but you will
I-
talk about
I think
it.
it was great, if you ask me.
Honestly.
It made the conversation interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't want to
I
take
mean,
the juice out. I don't want to take
come.
the sweetness out of the juice. Just go on with it.
All right, so the 12th edition of the African Magic Viewers Choice Awards, AMVCA, took center stage over the weekend, celebrating outstanding achievements in African film, television, and digital content. Widely regarded as the African Oscar, sorry. This year's ceremony brought together some of the continent's biggest stars, filmmakers, actors, actresses, and creatives of of the night that celebrated African story, culture, and cinematic excellence. So this year's edition also marked a major transition in hosting, with comedian Bovi and South African actress Muzambo Ntaba taking over presenting duties following a long-standing era of IK. So the night also features strong competition across multiple categories, such as films, such as Ginger and The Head, leading nominations. However, My Father's Shadow emerged as one of the biggest winners of the night, taking home awards including Best Movie, Best Director, Best Writing, Best Sound Design, and Best Score Music. First of all, did you see anything about what Nigerians did?
So I was switching in between channels. Interestingly, the channel where I was watching the TGMA, the next one afterwards was telecasting the
AMVCA.
The AMVCA. So I was switching in between it because I didn't know it was happening until I got on X and then I realized that was also happening. So I just started switching in between. And I was beginning to compare the two shows. Look, I was so holding back on comments.
No,
and I just left everything to my thoughts.
You see,
from outfits, from organization, from the environment.
This whole program, I mean, we see Ghana doing music and all that. And we see Nigerians doing film creators and everything. But wait, there's something about Nigerians. They carry their shows.
They do.
They understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
See, TGMA is our show. It's Ghana. It's us. The same way AMVCA is for Nigerians. And I think before the main show, they did an Africa night something where you dress in your Africa apparel. And come on, Nigerians took, like...
Even the after party after the show. I was watching the after party.
Yeah,
like the
but Ghana, we do after party.
We do after parties. I don't know how we do, but I don't know how well it's coordinated because I've not attended them before. But even this one was still being broadcasted live, and I was watching it.
Yes.
So I saw performance. I saw the dancers. Like it was really cool.
Look
Like
at
it was
fashion,
well put together.
Culture.
Well put together.
People understood themes.
Yes.
Not
yes.
Anyways, so now let's talk about some of the notable winners. Uzo.
Yeah.
Akugwe. Sorry if I made that the name.
Uzo Arukwe.
Yeah, he won Best Lead Actor.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was a bit emotional when he came for the award because yes, I was rooting for him regardless because I mean the guy is good. The guy acts like he's anywhere you put him. I mean, he's able to deliver.
Yeah.
So honestly, I wasn't so shocked that he emerged winner. But then again, you could see that. I mean, they've worked and they've seen the works, the fruit of whatever they're doing, and they are so much happy. It was good.
I mean, everybody was excited for Uzo. Really.
And then Linda
Ejiofor
for best lead
actress.
I think people had a lot of problem with this particular award.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of conversation as
honestly, let me say this: there was a movie behind the scenes by Funke Akindele, and then in that movie, they molded the whole human being. It featured Scarlett Gomez. I think she was the lead. I don't know if I should say the lead actor, but the story actually evolved around her. And come on, that movie. Short briefly, so she pretended to die, you understand? And then because she didn't want the family to know, they molded a whole human being, placed in a casket to pretend like she was dead. But apparently she wasn't dead.
Wow.
But then I was shocked that movie didn't really even wasn't nominated at all. Like it was shocked and everybody was like, why did Funke get nominated?
So I feel like Nigerians are doing a lot of wild stuff when it comes to movies.
Wow.
So sometimes if that movie was not nominated, my guess was that there were other movies which were better.
But I think people are politicizing it because I heard a few commentary where people were like, this Linda winning Best Lead Actress against Gomez, because Gomez also acted Vura. So people are like, I mean, what's happening? What's the politics around this?
This is what happens with awards. Anytime awards are done,
there's
always
things,
controversy.
you know.
People have their opinions and they'll share it. But I mean, personally, my highlights of the night beyond Uzo was Buchi Franklin, who won Best Supporting Actor.
To
Kill a Monkey, bro.
To Kill a Monkey, that guy was so. And
it was
you
lit.
see, there's something about that guy. When he was talking, he's calm in nature, just so calm.
Yeah.
But let me say, very wicked in movies,
Yeah.
because every movie I've watched, I mean,
he executes the role really well.
Very well. Like
Really
he
well.
does it.
Yeah.
And then the last one was Uche Montana, who received the Trailblazer Award. I mean, from Monica, 1 and 2. I saw it coming, so I'm not so surprised that she actually got it. But I think, I don't want us to compare, but I think that Nigerians actually take hold of the African.
They own their stuff.
They own it. They
own their stuff,
understand it.
yeah.
I didn't see, maybe I'm yet to hear from people,
No,
but I
you are
didn't
not
see
wrong.
any
I share your sentiments.
outfits that might be too wrong. Maybe some of them were not, but then they look very good.
They did.
They
did.
I think it's high time
compared to us in Ghana. I just have to be objective about that. No hard feelings, really. No hard feelings.
Yeah, but it's very also important for the African filmmakers to tell these authentic African stories through their local culture, through films, through their content, and everything. So this weekend was a power-packed weekend with programs from Nigeria and the sister country, Ghana, just like they've been saying. So it's been an amazing weekend. And I'm sure, please drop your comments in the comment section. Tell us what you think about the AMVCA, and then also tell us what you think about the TGMA. Let's have the banter in the comment section. And I'm promising you in the next show, we are going to read your comments and we are going to respond to all of them. So this has been the Hello Africa Morning Show, the lifestyle segment. My name is Jemai Madaladam Doche, and I did this with
Philemon Edwards.
All right, have a nice day and bye.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.